what if we wanted to round off to the nearest 100? So let us just do that over here. We're rounding off to the nearest 100. So let me just put nearest 100. All right. So what do we do when we're rounding off to the nearest 100? We know our attention is now placed on a different digit. We must see what digit is in the hundredths place this time. So let me just quickly write these here. And you know we're talking about money, so I'm not going to put the money sign. I just want you to pay attention to the digits at this time. Good. So here we are. So now we are rounding off to the 100 place. You have to identify what digit is in the 100 place. 2 is in the 100 place there. We look to the right of it, which is occupied by your tens place. How many tens do we have? We have 5. And what do we say? If you're halfway there or more, we round up. So this 254 becomes, I don't want to use an equal sign, so it becomes 300 when it's rounded to the nearest 100. Then you have 317. 1 is closer to 0 than it is to 10. Therefore, we round down and we have 300. So 185. Now, before we even move on, so I have 254 and it's round up to 300, and I have 317 and it's round down to 300. You realize that one would have overcompensated while one would have undercompensated. But because of the compensation, the numbers will make up in the end. All right. So clearly, rounding off estimation is not accurate, but the numbers are easier to work with. So we have 1 in the digit in the 100 place. To the right of it, you have your 8, and your 8 is more than 5, so we round up, making 185 rounded to the nearest 100, 200. And we continue here, 6, so we round up, 6 is greater than 5, and here we have 0 in the tens place. What do we do? Clearly, we're going to round down, so the 108 becomes 100 nearest to the nearest 100 place. And we have 1,000. The 8 is in the hundreds place. 3 is in the tens place. 3 is less than. So it's 1,800. Let's look at this one. So you have 10. You have 0, You have 0 in the 100 place, and you have 8 in the tens place. It is greater than 5, so we round up. So 83 rounded to the nearest 100 becomes 100. All right, great. So let's look at it on the screen now. So we would have rounded all of those items to the nearest 100. And sorry about that. Whoops. When you add them, you would have gotten 3,100. That means if you round off all your prices to the nearest 100, your approximate total will be 3,100. All right, and I hope you are picking up on the pattern that comes out as we round off to various places. All right, so when you're rounding off to your hundreds, here we go again. We identify the digit in the hundreds place, as you can see we did. And then what do? We observe the digit in the tens place, always to the right of it. All right? If there are 5 or more tens, we round up by increasing the digit in the 100 place by 1. If it's 4 or less tens, we round down by decreasing. So clearly, rounding up means you're increasing the number, but you're still keeping the integrity of the main value of that number. And if you round down, you decrease it somewhat. All right, let's round off to the nearest 1,000. So we have the chicken cost 1,839. If you round to the nearest 1,000, the digit 1 is in the 1,000 place. 8 is to the right of that, so you have 8 hundreds, which is closer to 1,000. So we round off to 2,000. The total cost when rounded to the nearest 10 was $3,049. If you look in the hundreds place, 0 in the tens place, oh, sorry. If you look at the digit in the thousand place, it's 3. And then the digit in the hundred place would be 0. So you're clearly going to round down, giving you 3,000. And think about it, $3,049 is closer to 3,000 than 4. All right, the total cost when you round off to the nearest hundred was 3,100. 3 is in the thousand place same way. 1 is less than 5, so we round down to 3,000. And the actual total, when you add it up without rounding off, was 3,048. Rounded to the nearest thousand is 3,000. The same principle applies as you round off to your nearest thousand. You find the place that you're rounding off to, then you look to the right of that place. If the digit is 5 or more, we round up by increasing the place by 1. If it is 4 or less, you round down by decreasing the place. No, you don't decrease the place. You round down by replacing all the place after the place that you round off to with zeros, and you just keep the digit the same. There we go. All right, so you know what time it is. It's time for exam questions. So let us look at the first question of the day. The number of people who voted in a recent poll was 56,266. The question asks you to round this number to the nearest 100. So let's review what we did today. What do we look for? The digit that occupies the 100 place. In this number, the digit in the 100 place is 2. Excellent. Great job. If you realize it's 2, awesome. So now we look to the right of that. And the digit in the right, or what we call the tens place, is 6. So what do we do? 6, which is more than 5, that means 6 ones is closer to the next group of 10, which of 10. So we round up, so the number becomes 56,300, and that would be option C. Awesome. Next question. A family traveled 12,867 kilometers on their summer vacation. Round this number of kilometers to the nearest thousand. So here we go again. We have to identify the digit in the place that we're rounding off to. What digit is in the thousand place? Excellent. You said 2. Great job. So we look at the number, the digit to the right of the thousand place, which is your 100 place. How many hundreds do we have? We have 800. It is closer to 1,000. Therefore, we are able to round up, and the number 12,866 kilometers can be rounded up to 13,000 kilometers. And we are on our final question for the afternoon. A sales representative traveled 134 kilometers in one day. Round 134 to the nearest 10. All right, so once again, very simple, guys. Remember, we look for the place that we're rounding off to. The digit in the 10 place is 3. We look to the right of the 10 place, which is your ones place, is 4. Is 4 5 or greater? No, it's not. It's 4. So it's round down. So here now, we will definitely be rounding down, and the response would be, what did I put? I didn't put it. So it becomes, we're rounding off to the nearest 10. So that is 130, and it is option B. All right, so 4 is less than 5, so we round down.